What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get it right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, he been saying that shit for 40 years since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey, if we can get the main decision maker and the leader out of the home, then we as the government can essentially control this group of people. And that's just something that has been factual with just society. When the man is not in charge of the home, when the man is not present in the home, then it leaves the family vulnerable. It just does. And so I believe that was done purposely for a position of control. What racist system is holding back the 3 black mayors? 3 black mayors. They don't fucking care. They let these niggas run over the streets. They let these niggas. I'm just saying. What system is holding back the mayor of Chicago? What racist system is holding back the mayor of New York? You tell me. Fill me in. Let me know what racist system got these mayors held back. Ain't none. And let me wrap up with this. I'm going to throw my cigar. Take cut.
We keep the party jumping all night long until we into the early morn. We don't stop and we don't quit, cause we drop hits and it's dope shit.
There's a party at the Wild Wild Club tonight, and the party ain't over till the morning light. We them ballers from the 1, 2, 3, rolling VIP. We bought the bar, so we drinking FREE. I brought a brand new 6, and you haters despise, cause when the wheels stop the spinning, grown hypnotized. Teeth chatter from the ice on my neck and wrist, and you can dance if you want it or just
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, baby.
As the Hennessy into me, I roll weed, how I'm finna be, cause that's me. Banking for a century, with my G's, pouring liquor for the memories. Feeling free, where them thugs in the clubs now. We getting high, drunk till we lazy eye. No lie, we them Bentleys that roll by. That's right, we them cats that them hoes like. All all night, we the baddest and we know this. A bunch of thug motherfuckers taking no shit. Y'all Mars can't hang with the wild wild. And got the nerve to try to perpetrate with our style. See we them players riding out in them 6-4s. Rimmed up, hitting switches, fucking thick hoes. Smoking blunts all night, getting our rocks off. Pissy drunk in the streets till the cops off. See we untouchable while y'all kick that wax shit. It's VIP anywhere that the max hit. So y'all cats better recognize who I be. A thugged out young millionaire from the streets. And OG.
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby.
I'm from the crew that can't be stopped. Jump in my ride like my car, baby, drop your top. I ain't even on that bullshit. I'm in the full clips. I'm about to stack chips, fuck dips, rock hips. As I ride off the scene on dubs, blow hate and blow me. On my way to the club, I know this beat is hot to death, so I'ma thank Mac Love. We left them corners long ago, but we still rap for the thugs. And I'm like ecstasy when you're next to me. Wild Wild is the only niggas close to me, the only ones that show me love. I don't think y'all wanna fuck with us.
I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. I be rolling down the street, smoking hydro, sipping on gin and juice, gin and juice, gin and juice, baby. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 you niggas can't fuck with me, no. Y'all niggas can't fuck with me, no, 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 no.
This for the niggas and bitches, bitches and niggas who be hitting them switches and pulling them triggers, who be crumbling weed and rolling them swishers. Keep on banging no corners and drinking that liquor. Keep that thug shit real when you fucking with me. Keep your sights on steel when you gunning for me. I put my pistol in your mouth and tell your ass to gobble. Gangsta shit so potent it should be sold in bottles. Take a sip and go to hell, get drunk and then end up in the trunk. Fuck jail, you thinking DUI? No, that ain't how you die. It was my thugs and slugs that was the reason why. You niggas thought I was soft, but now it's blood that you caught. And now these shells hit the ground as I'm busting off. 9 double in Beretta, no there's nothing better. Tear the flesh in your chest and now your shirt is wetter. Me and this Wild Wild together like we husband and wife. This gangsta shit ain't just a song, it's a way of life. We are the thugs. Bloodshed, pussy niggas is dead. Hollow points tipped with lead, putting gaps through heads. That's what it be like when the street lights get to flickering. Niggas get to bickering and slugs get to tickling. We them niggas that just don't ask. We take your cash, transplant or put in your ass. Right hand to your left eye. Hey, Mr. Tough Guy, when slugs fly, I guarantee your shirt won't dry. In times of peace, my niggas playing wars. Stack dope, sit mowing, then we bang whores. We been through gang wars. We bout that green, we bout that murder scene. Pull a tool that's sure to leave your shoulders clean. Cause when it all goes down, I got that heat. You was slow on the drawing, now you burn me. Because we are the thugs.
Y'all niggas ain't shit but wannabes and slug. But not for my fucking enemies, it's blood. For my niggas, I was shorty bleed my blood. For my niggas, I was shorty bleed. It's Gio, the same nigga that was ready for war, ready for fame and everything it had in store. And I ain't changed, I'm still on the block with my dog, smoking weed, busting shells, leaving the block for the fall. For my niggas who didn't get to see me achieve. Some died over beef and some died over greed. I'm smoking weed, I'm trying to get rid of the pain. Lord, please bless me to continue my thing. I'm from the streets, and it's been a hard knock life. I'm in it deep, and that's why I don't think nice. I don't sleep, and that's why I don't like lights. I hold heat, and that's why you won't blink twice.
We are the thugs, we're born to die. We also for money, for bitches and get high.
What y'all wanna bang with me, bust them things with me? You little bitch ass niggas can't hang with me. Why be the hood of the no good? Breaking your studio niggas down to the flow wood. I'm here to check the game, nigga, respect the name. Or I'ma pull my 4-5 out and select the brain, inject the pain, and leave you for the news to cover. Another victim of Mac Lover, why motherfucker? Y'all ain't never seen a motherfucking street like me. Ballin' from the Midwest, bringing heat like me. So niggas make way, cause I'ma bring it to you hard. No mercy on your mark, so bow down to my facade and feel the pressure. A real thug from the streets, we do what we wanna do. Nigga, fuck the police, I'm the mouth of madness. Bringing the pain and the sadness, I be the baddest. Smoking niggas to the ashes, Alpha and Omega. Spitting raw from Thug Data. Dark is Darth Vader with the strength of the creator.
When it all goes down, nigga. When it all goes down, talk to me.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, and I'm back. Yes, indeed. I'm Brian Redmond, and this is the Relationship Rehab. And on tonight, yes, as they say in the church, on tonight, we have a really good show for you. It is what it is, man. But thank God for Rumble. That's all I can say, man. And if you have not, please go subscribe to my Rumble, because this here ain't promised. And also, subscribe to the Guru and the Whore over on Rumble too. Tommy and I about to start doing our show again. Yeah. When are we as black folks? Everybody talk about when black community gonna ever come together. When black folks gonna ever get it right. Will black folks ever be able to overcome? Oh, you've been saying that shit for 40 years since I've been around. I think it needs to be a little bit more basic than that. I know this may be a shocker. But when are we as black folks just gonna treat each other with respect? When are we gonna treat each other with respect? How do I better myself? It's by doing the work myself. I need to work on myself by changing myself. How do I better my people? I need to change the thought process and the thought patterns of our people. Period. That's just what it is. Period. That's just what it is. I don't think that the social engineers were able to see it this far, but the idea and the premise to say, hey,
show. So here I am. Here I is. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian. And yes, I'm back once again for another episode of The Relationship Rehab. It's so good to see you guys here on tonight. Yes. Thick cut. It's time for another one, man. I need you, brother. I need you, man. Holla at your boy. Let's get it started. Because it's time to refresh what was already fresh. So yes, sir. Let's do it. Man, it's good to see y'all, man. Good to be back online. I did some upgrades to my studio. So hey, I feel good about it. I hope y'all feel good about it. And we're gonna go ahead and do the damn thing like we always do about this time. I do have something I wanted to show y'all. I know a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks back, I went on a cruise with my family. And I can truly say yes, it was a Carnival cruise. And I can truly say, I can say it for myself. I see why Carnival did what they did. And in all honesty, they need to do more. If there was a way to just ban niggas, and if it could be done the right way, I would be on board. But they got to do some more, because I can tell y'all what these niggas did on this boat, and I took a video of it. I definitely did. I recorded it so that y'all can see it. So people don't think that people are lying. This is Carnival's best boat that we went on. So this is their biggest boat, their most expensive boat. And if these niggas made it on here to act a fool, I can only imagine what these niggas are doing on these smaller boats, which basically means on these older boats and the cheaper cruise prices. This was their best one, and we still had a couple of nigga moments. But I can only imagine what that 3-day Bahama Caribbean cruise is that probably cost you less than $500. I can only imagine what they doing on that boat. I can only imagine. But that's another day. But I do have that video, and I'm going to do it. It's just going to be real short, because that's something I want to start testing out too, is doing some short videos, keeping it like maybe around 15 minutes, 20 minutes or so. 20 minutes max. I want to get in that 15 to 20 minute window. But yeah, that's going to be coming too. But it's good to see y'all, man. I'm excited about football season. And to my man, whatchamacallit, Sean, with all due respect, fuck you and them Packers. Jerry Jones is probably, I think Jerry Jones is going to surpass Al Davis on just worst GM, or not worst GM, but worst owner ever. Is his franchise profitable? Absolutely. The most profitable, and probably popular franchise in NFL history. I get it. However, he is consistently showing and proving how he had nothing to do with them Cowboys of the 90s. He had nothing to do with it. It's been over 30 years, and he's just like the rest of these old-ass owners. The McCaskies in Chicago, them Fords in Detroit. It's like they got to just die off in order for the franchise to move forward. And it's like, I don't understand it, man. But that Michael Parsons, oh, man. When I found out that he was traded, I was like, okay, so he traded him. All right, that's Jerry-esque. I get it. But when they said he went to the Packers, I said, motherfucker, you go of all places to send him, you going to send him to the NFC North. I'm like, man, go ahead, man. It's whatever. Like, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? But it is what it is. Man, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. But it is what it is, man. I'm excited about my Bears, though. Real talk. And I think that we're going to Muhammad Ali these motherfuckers. We're going to shake up the world this year. Y'all just watch and see. Just watch and see. I'm tuning in every week. I ain't going to miss nan game. I want to see these Bears, baby. And I think the Bears are about to become everybody's favorite team. Just saying. I'm saying it now. I've been saying it for some years now. Like, once we get Ryan Poles, I said, just watch. Just watch. And we getting there. We ain't ready yet. Now, I do think that we are probably, my expectation is to win about 10 games. And depending on how the North goes, I would have an expectation for at least a wild card appearance in the playoffs. Yes. Yes. The North is pretty thick right now, but I would definitely want them Bears to at least making the playoffs this year is going to be above and beyond. We can win 10 games. I'm really happy. So y'all just watch. What did you say, Thick Cut, about my Bears? He said, Brian, stop, bro. The Bears are Teddy's at hey, man, you right. Okay. All right. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But, yeah, my Bears going to do their damn thing. What up, DJ? My boy. Just in time. Just started work, too. Yes, sir. All right, bro. I got you. I got you for a little bit here. We're going to talk about our city. Sweet home, Chicago. 6-3 is 9. 9 and 9 is 18. All right, y'all. Chicago, my hometown, the food mecca of the world. Home of the Bears, the Bulls, the Sox, and the Cubs. And now home to just a lot of left-wing liberal fuckery. That's the best way to put it. I guess the thing that is more troubling to me is I don't think, and sad to say, I don't think that we fully get it. And this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this show tonight and critiquing this video and just talking about the overall status of Chicago, where it's at and where it's going. We are in a very bad place. And a lot of the big Democrat cities like your Detroit, Chicago, your LAs, they are in a lot of trouble too. Because the left-wing woke agenda, it's so far removed from what the Democrat agenda was, let's say 25 years ago, 30 years ago, what it was in the 90s. And just, yeah, I can probably say this, what it was in the 90s, during like the Bill Clinton era and so on and so forth. What it was from then and what it is now, it is a complete 180. It's not even close. And it's a whole different level, and it's a completely different party. The ideas, the moral values, all of that. You know, I can remember before I started voting, and when I first started voting, you know, in 18 and started voting, I could remember the whole thing about democracy. I mean, well, not democracy, but the Democratic Party. It was always, you know, you vote for the Democrat because, you know, they vote and they're for the working man. You know, Democrats are for the poor people and the working man and middle class families. That was their mantra. That was their thing. You associated the Democrats with your everyday working blue collar people. And that's just what it was. And that is one of the reasons why I voted Democrat for years. It was tradition in my family. It was a part of the African American culture. Black folks, niggas, all in kind. All of the preachers, all of the pastors and community leaders, we all were taught, and it was just instilled in us to vote Democrat. And it wasn't a thing to where you just, You did it because everybody else did it, but there was some key drivers as to why we did it. And it's like now, if you vote in Democrat and just challenge any Democrats that you know, can a Democrat tell you anything that the Democratic Party is for? Trump aside, MAGA aside, what's the other one they always talking about? Project 2025 aside, all that aside. Can you tell me what is the Democratic Party about? And all that they're going to say is we want to be able to kill babies, have abortions. We want to have DEI, free shit for everybody based on the color of your skin or the choice of your how you identify sexually. And what else? That's literally at the forefront of what the Democrat Party is all about today. You take everything, don't put no, well, we trying to fight against what Trump doing. No, none of that Trump shit, nothing about Trump. Just flat out, what are Democrats doing for you? And they can't tell you. They cannot tell you. Their entire party is now, and the ideas of their party, the agenda of their party, it's all about, well, we just trying to stop what Trump doing. Okay, but what are y'all doing? And it's nothing. It's literally just saying we want to protest. We want to go into the streets and go against the. They're using the word the oligarchy now. We want to go against that and just the good old white boy and the billionaires. And it's like right now, pretty much what the Democrat Party stands for is first and foremost pocket watching. They worried about what everybody else is making and want to take as much of it as they can. And that's not just saying the billionaires. No, they put the billionaires first, but they want it. If you are not living below the poverty line or right above it, they want your money. As much of it as they can get. And they don't give a shit how they get it, but they want to tax you, anybody that's living above that poverty line. So if you middle class, lower middle class, if you lower middle class and up, they want that money. That's first and foremost. The other thing is that they are consistently about debauchery. Anything that is going on that is against normal culture values, they are totally against it. They want shit to be confusing. They want chaos. They want fear. That's what they're going after. If it causes one of those things, if it causes confusion, like the whole alphabet people agenda. And my thing is this. Am I homophobic? Nope. I ain't scared of nobody who want to sleep with the same sex. I'm not. I really, honest and truly, I don't give a shit where a woman or another man puts their private parts. I don't care. And I think most people are like that. The problem is this. We gotta fix it. Check out the justice and how they run it. That's my public enemy. But anyway, the problem is this. It's not about the choices and the way that you all want to live. It's about you all trying to make us accommodate you. And I can tell you this, that ain't gonna never work. You're not going to tell me what I can say, what I can't say. You're not going to tell me that if I say something that offends you, that I can't say it. And that's one of the biggest things that people have gravitated towards things like the MAGA movement. I was just watching Delirious on Saturday. I remember Delirious. That came out in what, like 1987 or something like that? Hilarious, still to this day. And he starts his whole entire, this is talking about an iconic performance. One of the greatest stand-ups of all time. Top 5, definitely. He starts off his whole show, talking about homosexuals. He talked about Mr. T being homosexual, which he probably knew back then, but we didn't find out till later. He talked about Ed Norton and Ralph being homosexual. He talked about homosexuals in the audience at the show, talking about don't look at my ass while I'm up here. He had to keep moving because people watching his homosexuals watching his ass. It's like he talked about that just like that, no problem. And it was nothing but continuous laughter as he did it. And I'm almost certain that he starts off Raw the same way, which I'll probably watch next. But that whole agenda back then, you could be gay. There was no anti-gay thing. You could be gay. You just wasn't going to shove it down our throats. No homo. You're not going to do that. Do what you do and do your thing. And however you want to live, my only problem, this is my only problem with the whole alphabet people. All y'all hear me when I say this. And this I believe to be the problem with most people that have a problem with the alphabet people. It's when you are going after kids. When you start including kids into your shit, I got a huge problem with that. I don't want no trannies reading to my kids. I don't want no trannies dancing with my kid. I don't want that around my children. Why? Because children are very, very, very impressionable. Period. And I don't want my kids exposed to that because, and this is what it is, being homosexual and deciding on which sex you prefer, that is an adult decision. That's an adult decision. At the end of the day, how you choose to live your life and how you identify sexually, it's an adult decision. The process may begin at puberty, but ultimately it is an adult decision. And my thing is this: you don't put children in adult situations and you don't let children make adult decisions. So I don't want them around it and I don't want them exposed to it. No, you're not going to put my kid in no fucking bar and let him or her dance up on the bar while you throw dollars at them. That ain't cute. That ain't cool. And I think that that is one of the biggest problems when you're just talking about how people, accept or don't accept that type of lifestyle. It just really is. And it's like people always say, oh, the homeless, they get attacked and they get, people go after them. Niggas get attacked every day. Shit. If I'm on a bus stop at the wrong time in the city of Chicago, I may get attacked just for being in Chicago on a bus stop at the wrong day and time. Ain't no difference than me getting attacked than somebody else who prefers, who's a male who prefers penis to get attacked. So I get it, but it don't make you special in that regard. And I just wish that we could get to that place to where, hey man, kids off limits. You are not an adult. You don't need to be exposed to it, don't need to be around it. We don't need to encourage it, none of that. If you got to make that decision, well, what about when you're puberty, you're 16 and you're 15 and you're trying to go, then you struggle like any other teenager does going through puberty. And when you become an adult and you decide to experiment or live your life a certain way, hey, that's on you. You can do that. This is America, Jack. But it's like that, bringing it back to where I started, the whole Democrat agenda, it's about influencing and encouraging that. Why? Because it causes confusion. The whole thing about the chaos, having chaotic situations. Look at Chicago. Who's worried about politics when you worried about if your block gonna get shot up tonight? Who's worried about what politicians are doing if you're more focused on walking home from the bus stop, getting on the train on the red line? I can give a shit about what's going on from a politics perspective when I got to get on that red line and I'm on 47th Street and I got to go all the way back out to the hundreds. It's just like the people in California, same thing, people going on with the people in New York. It's like you got people shitting on the fucking subway. That's the least of my problems is what's going on in City Hall. That's just what it is. So it's like you have to think about the different levels and those immediate threats that you have in your life take priority over what else is going on in and outside of your community. It just does. You got people right now who are starving. You think they're concerned about property tax or they're concerned about where their next meal is coming from? 1 + 1 = 2. It's basic math. Y'all see me drinking from my magic cup. Mm-hmm. But it's basic math. So it's like when you have all of these different things going on, and this is where I really get into not my conspiracy thing, but just things to think about. The more I have you afraid, the more power I have over you. The more I have you living in poverty, the more power I have over you. The more I have you living in a confused state where you're not able to think clear because of whatever, the more power I have over you. Because knowledge is power. And when you can't think straight for whatever reasons, when you're living in stressful situations for whatever reason, and when you're living in a situation to where you're afraid, you are not your best self, and you just don't make good decisions. And that's why you have so much violence, because of not having the two-parent household. You have violence, not having stable parents or a stable parent. Those kinds of things take effect. And when you have that and you have a bunch of people living on top of each other in the same situation, what do you think it's going to be like? It's going to be a fucking zoo. And if there's no law and if there's no order, it's going to be every man for himself. And that's what's going on here. And the whole thing is, and the problem that I have with the Brandon Johnsons, the J.B. Pritzkers, the Mudamis, I was about to say Reginald Newsom. That's my motherfucking brother. That's my boyfriend from childhood. But the Gavin Newsoms, and so on and so forth, those people are fostering and they're feeding into that. They're being the conduit to keep that kind of stuff happening. And you can't solve a problem like that by just giving people more free shit. All it does is it cripples them and it enables them to continue to stay in the mind state that they're in. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So with that being said, and I'll be able to reference this throughout the video, I want to go back to this and I want to show basically what this dude is doing and talk about how this is really affecting what is going on in the city and why things are the way that they are. Because you can't tell me, number one, Chicago is safe. Bullshit. They're literally juking the numbers, if you will. So Chicago ain't safe. It's just not. And it's like, the thing is that they try to make it seem as though it is, and it's bullshit. It really is. And the fact that they're trying to tell you this, it's like this. Those of you who don't know, don't live in the city, never visited the city, you look at how these people travel and move, and go and look in these hoods. Because the people in the hood that are suffering from this and are most impacted from this, they're the ones that know what's up. And they're the ones that will tell you, man, it's fucked up out here, bro. Those are those people that's living in the Inglewoods, living in the Wild Hunters. Shout out to the Deuce Lowdown. Those people that are living in those areas, They're the ones that ain't saying, man, we don't want no National Guard here. Those are the ones saying, hell yeah, we can get the National Guard here. Shut all this bullshit down? Yes. And I'm going to explain how they'll do that. And I'll talk about why they should do that. They should have been did it. So let's go.
Let me start by saying this. I do not take this executive action lightly. I would have preferred to work in a more collaborative approach. I would have preferred to do the work with our allies in City Council to pass legislation ultimately. And we were doing that. We were doing just that. But some of the leaders.
How long this man been in office? We were doing that. And here's my point to this. You look at what Trump did in D.C. in 1 week's time, 2 weeks' time. How long has Chicago been fucked up? Before he was mayor. And people are trying to say, well, you know, he might have, you know, when he got into office, things were kind of messed up, so it takes some time. Bullshit. The buck literally stops at his desk. And I don't know why people have this misguided mindset and really think that this mayor don't have no power. In Chicago, a machine city, in all aspects, this dude is what we say in the hood, he's the motherfucking man. He's Nino Brown and the city is the Carter. He runs this shit. At the end of the day, it all stops and starts with him. Yes, you got aldermen and all the city council and all that bullshit. Yup. But I'm the mayor, nigga. I run this. I got my people in all these spots doing what it is I need them to do. I call the shots. It was just like with the immigrants. And I'm glad I can touch on this real quick. When the immigrants came to Chicago and they flooded them because they became a sanctuary city, put the whole fucking city at risk, all of the city property, he controlled that. He opened up schools that the city owned that were closed. He opened up park districts that were closed. And he opened them up to the immigrants. Turn right back around because you got city staff, facility workers and all that shit, people that turn on the heat and the AC and all. He turned them people and said, hey, y'all go cut all this shit on, open up these buildings, get them ready, start housing these people. One dude right there. That wasn't no vote that had to go through city council. He didn't have to get all of the aldermen to agree. He didn't have to get no 2/3. He's the fucking mayor. And the city of Chicago owns, hear this, because a lot of people don't know it. The city of Chicago owns a tremendous amount of real estate. And if the city of Chicago owns that real estate, who do you think controls what happens to the real estate in the city of Chicago? There's no real estate board in Chicago. It's the mayor. The mayor runs the city of Chicago. I remember even having a conversation with my uncle. And it's so funny, man, realizing, you know how, you know, there's a point in your life as an adult when you realize that, you know, your parents have become the children and you become the parent, and you kind of got to like take over. And what we call or we refer to as being old niggas, it's like, it's really something to see your parents turn into old people. It is. It really is. And just from their mentality and how they were thinking, and especially with my mother, because my father, he died all of a sudden. It was not expected. But my mom, and God, oh man, it's almost a year. What's the day? The first, yeah, 13 days. It's almost a year since my mother passed. But she didn't just pass abruptly. So it was a few months before she passed. But before that, just talking to my mom and just hearing her views on life from what it was when I was young and to what it was when she became old. It's like I realized, 20 years ago, mama old. I had a conversation with my brother about that back in the early 2000s, 2010s, right around there. I'm like, man, bro, mama's getting old. Just her thinking and how she decides certain shit. And it's like to see old niggas and have conversations with old niggas and so many other conspiracy theories that they still believe in. Let me tell you, my uncle told me, and this is my favorite uncle by far. He told me that there's somebody in the Trump campaign that's controlling this nigga here. Like, what? Yeah, man, it's some dude that worked for Trump, or it's somebody that's in his camp and they controlling cats like him that tell them what to do. Or what? Why would Donald Trump want to control the city of Chicago? What benefit does it do for him to have control of Chicago? Better yet, to control a mayor that he didn't elect, that he did not put in office. Well, if it ain't him, it's some type of white man somewhere that's pulling their strings. It's an elected position. Now, who they choose to align themselves with, I'm like, yeah, I said, but there's no default, or you got to listen to this white man that's going to tell you how to run your city. That ain't how that shit works. And it's like a lot of old people believe that. Man, they ain't gonna never let the black man get nowhere. Nigga, you look at all of the black ran cities, Baltimore, Detroit, Chicago. Them niggas that's running this. So why is it so fucked up? You can't explain it except to say they are with this whole. It's more of a us and them type of thing. But when you on the other side and you got money and access to resources and you can do your thing and you living good, then you ain't gonna give a shit about niggas. You just ain't. Because if it ain't here, if it ain't in your heart, if you ain't got that love for that, you ain't gonna give a shit about it.
Who we are working with are standing behind me today. But unfortunately, we do not have the luxury of time. We have received credible reports that we have days, not weeks, before our city sees some type of militarized activity by the federal government.
Goddamn right.
It is unclear at this time what that will look like exactly. We may see militarized immigration enforcement. We may also see National Guard troops.
Hell yeah. Hell
We
yeah.
may even see active duty military and armed vehicles in our streets.
Hell yes.
We have not called for this. Our people have not asked for this.
Bullshit.
But nevertheless, we find ourselves having to respond.
And see, here's the thing. He said his people ain't asked for it. Bullshit. Bullshit. But the kid on that meme, bullshit. Bullshit. And look at what my man UFO Kamikaze put. He said the National Guard deployment has saved more black lives than Black Lives Matter. And that is a harsh reality. And here it is. They try to complicate this and make this into something that is really not, because what? They have their own agenda. And their agenda is not the safety of the people of Chicago. It's just not, unfortunately. Just like Black Lives Matter wasn't about Black Lives Matter. And you say the National Guard has saved more black lives than Black Lives Matter. That's fucked up, but it's the truth. Because here's the thing, and this is something that has gone on for millennia. When you're talking about, shout out to my man, Lady Sean, hit your boy with $5. I appreciate you, bro. Hit that cash app. I just saw it flash up on the phone. But when you're talking about saying, hey, these people that are in this situation, living like this and all that good stuff, but you have a problem with crime. The problem with crime has been two things. It's two things. You put boots on the ground Whoa, I got them cops on the ground. You put boots on the ground and you prosecute to the fullest. Because when you start handing out 10 pieces, shit. I already told y'all how you can solve when we talking, when I did my just doing shows about gun control and things like that. I already told y'all how you can solve illegal guns in the city. All you got to do is say, hey, your first offense, you get a warning, you get 2-year probation or something like that. Or I'm sorry, you get caught with an illegal gun. So basically, I don't have a permit. I have an unregistered gun. My gun, I'm not supposed to have it with. I'm a criminal, whatever. My first offense, I get a 5-year probation. If ain't no bodies or nothing on that gun, I get a 5-year probation. Within that 5 years, if I get caught with another gun, then I get the remainder of that time within my probation, and I get 5 years with it. Mandatory. Now, if I get out, after I do my 5 plus whatever my probation is, if I get out and I do it again, I get 10. It's that simple. And you tell me a motherfucker that do 15 years for having a gun, I promise you, you'll be getting 2 things. Either a very stupid motherfucker off the streets, or you'll be getting some of the worst criminals off the streets. Because criminals ain't doing crimes without no guns. It's that simple. And if they bad enough or young enough and they do it again, give them a 12-piece. It's that simple. Now, you got good time and all that shit, and 85% that's going to go with that. But the fact remains, if they're doing that time, they're either going to stop carrying guns illegally, which would then say, I'm going to stop doing this crime, or they're going to be locked up where the fuck they should be, and you will potentially be saving someone's life. Because people who usually carry guns illegally will usually be a motherfucker that eventually will use it and will kill someone with a gun. It's that simple. It is that simple. It should be mandated that every lawful adult carry a gun. And armed society is a polite society. I disagree with that. I think that I personally believe that any adult that is willing to go through the CCW training, I think they should all have to do that just so that everybody is on the same page of having gun safety. Hell, if it was up to me, I would have gun safety taught senior year in high school. Well, I mean, not in senior year high school, but throughout high school, right? Once your ass get in high school, yeah, you should have a gun safety course. Gun safety, CPR. Those are the 2 things I think that should be mandated in schools. Gun safety, CPR. Yep. First aid, shit like that. You should have to know that before you come out. Why? So you can be a functioning citizen in wherever you live, in the community that you live in. But if they were to do that, yes, you should carry a gun. Anybody that can't carry a gun, don't carry one. Sorry. You get your record expunged, you have some crime, whatever, and you can carry again, fine. But until that happens, your ass can't carry no gun. You fucked up. Better be polite. Better be sorry. Keep your hat in hand. That's just how it is.
Into this. Let me be absolutely clear. Although we believe the reports we have received are highly credible, this is an erratic, impulsive administration, and it is not always possible to understand and know exactly how he will move. He could change his mind. He could reverse course. In fact, I encourage him to do that. But still, we take these threats seriously, and we find ourselves in a position where we must take immediate, drastic action to protect our people from federal overreach. I'm signing an executive order today that will launch the Protecting Chicago Initiative. This is a project that builds on the months of preparation that we have done that has led up to this very moment. Protecting Chicago will ensure that every Chicagoan knows their rights, that every single family is prepared, and every part of city government is directed to protect the people of Chicago from federal action. This sweeping executive order directs our Department of Law to pursue any and every legal mechanism to hold this administration accountable for violating the rights of Chicagoans. This order affirms that the Chicago Police...
I would love to know what rights are being violated by Chicago. And you see how the way that he says it, he's not calling out anything directly. It's like one of the biggest things they say, and I love when they say this because it's such a stupid comment where they say, you know, the Democrats, we're trying to save democracy. Y'all remember towards the end of the election last year, that was the whole thing. We're trying to save democracy. First off, we're not a democracy, we're a republic. And people don't know what a democracy is. Trust and believe. I will always say this. I don't never want to live in no fucking democracy. I hate fucking democracies. Fuck that. Because you know what a democracy means? A democracy means one thing: majority rules. So that means if 51% says this, then everybody got to do that. And that's bullshit. So just think about it. If they said, just like with the fucking city, if the city said we want to increase property tax by 32%, 51% voted yes, that's it. Nothing else to be said. The other 49%, y'all niggas can get in line and shut the fuck up and start paying. Who the fuck wants to live like that? I don't ever want to live in a place to where 51% of motherfuckers can decide on what the fuck happens to me. So that's bullshit. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. And people get into that. This is a democracy. We trying to save democracy. We trying to save democracy, y'all. How? How? What was different? And let's go back. You talking about democracy, right? Was there any democracy when y'all made everybody go in the house during COVID? Was there any democracy when y'all made everybody take the shot or they couldn't work? Was there democracy when y'all made everybody close their restaurant and these businesses get lost and shut down? Was there any democracy then? Huh? No, what? It was just shut the fuck up and do what I said, because what I believe is right is best for all y'all. Yeah, I ain't got to do it, but I think this is what all y'all should do. That's why you had Governor Newsom lock down his city. Meanwhile, him and his entourage are at a fucking French fucking 5-star restaurant dining with no mask. But everybody else got to wear their mask. That is the mentality of the Democrat Party in itself. Y'all need to do this, but we ain't got to do it. Shout out to my man Marvin. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the donation, man. White man Mohawk Brandon Johnson always has those judge me eyes. It looks kind of weird. But it's like, that's the whole thing. It's like when you're talking about what people are doing, what people are saying is one thing. But when you won't even do it, how the hell you think it's okay to tell me I gotta do it? Rules for thee, not for me. That is what these motherfuckers do. Why? Because these motherfuckers got money, and they believe because they got money, they can do whatever they want, and they're smarter than you and better than you. And they believe truly that you are beneath them. Niggas included. And black folks love to think that niggas don't never think like that. The niggas that do get money. And will be following a motherfucker that's having you do some stupid shit, like boycotting Target. Makes no sense. And we fall into it every time.
Department will not collaborate with military personnel on police patrols or civil immigration enforcement. We will not have our police officers who are working hard every single day to drive down crime deputized to do traffic stops and checkpoints for the president. This order affirms the CPD officers will be directed to wear CPD uniforms and refrain from wearing masks so that residents can clearly distinguish them from federal agents. And finally, as I said, it establishes the Protecting Chicago initiatives.
And when he says this, so you're basically telling the Chicago Police Department not to collaborate with the National Guard. Mind you, if you really want to talk facts, proof is in the pudding. Look at what the mayor in DC just said about crime in the 2 weeks time frame that this happened. Same thing happened there. Crime literally was immediately impacted. Safe areas were immediately established. You ain't heard about nobody losing their democracy. You ain't heard of nobody losing their rights. It's just what I said before. Boots on the ground. And once you start with proper prosecution, no nonsense prosecution. No nonsense prosecution, then you're gonna get somewhere. Because it makes no sense for all of these police officers when you got 80% of the murders in Chicago not being solved. It makes no sense that when you do get the 20%, they getting slaps on the wrist and getting these cakewalk time sentences, and they back out on the street in a couple of years. It makes no sense to do that. You literally have a revolving door around your court system to where even when you do catch a motherfucker, they getting a slap on the wrist and right back at it with the white bands on. That's what happens. So it's like when you have those kind of things working against you, yeah, the police officers, and shout out to all my CPD brethren out there, they doing the best they can, but it's like it's like you in a boxing match. I'm using one of my boy Rodis's analogies. It's like being in a boxing match, and then when the bell rings, you go to your corner and your corner man punch you in the face. That's exactly what this is. It's like we go through all of this. I do all this fighting out in the streets, but then when I actually catch a motherfucker, y'all put him back out on the street before I even got my paperwork done. Before I had the paperwork done, this motherfucker done got bail. That's the problem. And when you're not addressing those kinds of things, number one, it's very defeating to have that kind of shit happening, but it's also defeating the purpose of having law enforcement. What am I gonna catch this motherfucker for if y'all gonna let it back out on the street so we can do the same thing? I'm gonna be catching nigga again in 2 weeks. That's the revolving door that we're in. If you want to call it a vicious cycle, if you want to call it a merry-go-round, whatever the hell you want to call it, we're going in circles, chasing our tails when we have things like that, when one is not supporting the other. I catch you doing some fuck shit, I'm going to prosecute you for doing that fuck shit, and you're going to actually pay your time and your debt to society for doing that fuck shit.
The most sweeping campaign of any city in the country to protect ourselves from the threats and actions of this out-of-control administration. We will protect our Constitution, we will protect our city, and we will protect our people.
Word salad. What does that mean? And this is the thing when you're talking about the politicians. Let me take this out. When you're talking about the politicians and what they actually are standing for, what they're actually doing, if it's that terrible, it would be cut and dry. I would just be able to make it plain and say, hey man, this is what they're doing. They're violating your First Amendment rights when they come to you and tell you you can't say this. I would not have to come with all of this broad stroke, all-encompassing language where you really can't pinpoint what the wrongdoing is. You're just talking in general. That's just like saying, hey man, what's going on with your house, man? Oh man, my house is fucked up. Well, what's wrong with it? Man, it's just fucked up all over. Well, I can specifically say, hey man, what's going on with the crib? Man, the crib is good. But however, I think I might have to replace a toilet. I gotta find a plumber to come out. I need a toilet possibly replaced because the repair on the toilet, it don't make sense to do that. I gotta take the bowl off, buy another piece, put the bowl back on, reseal it, and hope for the best. I don't want to do all that. Toilet is 16 years old. Is it 16 years old? Almost 10 years old, rather. Might as well just replace the toilet. Then I got another toilet downstairs where that toilet, I think it may be something stuck in the drain. I think one of my kids and put some shit in there and it been clogged up the drain, so the toilet flushing fucked up. I'm very specific about what's going on with my house, as opposed to just saying, man, it's fucked up, bro. I got some problems. There's the difference. And if somebody is really being genuine in what they're doing, they're going to tell you exactly what's going on. They're going to tell you what's going on. And this is the thing. So just like By the Token said, Theta Token. By Theta Token. Oh, I got you. I thought it was By the Token. All right. But anyway, what they're saying, just like here, this is the mayor in DC, said that crime has dropped 82%. That is staggering. That's staggering. If you can come and affect anything to a 82%, good or bad, it's staggering. If I can stop crime by 82%, hell yes. That's just what that is. So I'm able to stop crime by 82%. I decreased crime by 82%. And what did they say? She said the residents all said the extra police presence helped. Imagine this. Imagine you and me and living in a city that was safety. Imagine if you got a block. Pick one of your worst blocks in the hood. Pick the worst blocks in Inglewood. Imagine what it would be like if you could have the National Guard out in front of the trap house on your block. Let that sink in. Imagine if you had the National Guard, CPD, literally sitting on your block in front of the trap house on your neighborhood. Is that not a fucking no-brainer? You talking about a safe neighborhood? I go outside and I got CPD right outside. National Guard on the very corner that we've been having problems on. Hey man, them niggas be in and out of that house. All kind of shit be going on at all times of the night. I got enough resources to where I can put the National Guard on two of my worst blocks in the city. You go out west and you got these motherfuckers posted up in your worst neighborhoods. Literally, 82% of the crime going down. Let's go. My kids can come outside and play in the fucking backyard, in the front yard. They can go to the fucking store and not get fucked with. Don't worry about getting shot at. Imagine that. If I could do that, why wouldn't I? I'm going to tell you why I wouldn't. Because if it works better for me and my party and my agenda for the streets to be unsafe, then that's why I would. If I honest and truly, in my heart of hearts, really just don't give a fuck, then yeah, I wouldn't. And that's the question that you have to ask.
Do not want to see tanks in our streets. You do not want to see families ripped apart. You do not.
You think a family ripped apart by having, you think the 7 families that just had people die over the weekend, 7 different families just lost somebody to gun violence. You think that their family ain't ripped apart right now? You think they ain't ripped apart? Yeah, I beg to differ.
Want grandmothers thrown into the back of unmarked vans.
This motherfucker said grandmothers thrown into the back of vans, unmarked vans. Y'all tell me this, and this is the thing I said about fearmongering. This is why they lie and make you want to fear what they're trying to do. Because they can't put out no facts. They just literally making shit up. I'm going to make some shit up and say some shit that's wild and outlandish that will make you afraid of what they're about to do. Who in the fuck is going to lock up a grandmother and throw them in the back of an unmarked van? What grandmother is done what crime to get thrown into the back of an unmarked van? Who the fuck is this? Griselda Blanco? Is that who the fuck the grandmama is? Why would you say that? I'm going to tell you why. Because they want to make people afraid. Because why? The more that I got you afraid of what the fuck is happening and what's going on, the more you're going to listen to me, the more you're going to follow my direction and do what I tell you. Because what? You're afraid. And you're not thinking for yourself.
We don't want to see homeless Chicagoans harassed or disappeared by federal agents. We don't want to see Chicagoans arrested for sitting on their porch.
When does that happen? Hey, man, what you in here for? Shit, sitting on the porch. Hey, man, they locked you up here. Why? Hey, man, I'm homeless. Stop it. Like Alan Coppet. Stop it. If you think you're going to make a profit. What kind of shit is that? Why would somebody just lie? Just ask yourself, why, if it's so wrong, why would I have to make shit up? Why would I have to say things that I have no proof of showing what has happened? Why would I say some things that I know have not occurred? Why would I then say it as if they are or if they have already occurred? If they're going to or if they already have. I would show it, wouldn't I? I'd have a TV sitting right there and say, see, look, you can see clearly how there's residents sitting on their porch, and then you can see the National Guard right down the street in an Abrams tank. They get out and just take these people off their porch and put them in this van that we see is clearly not even marked. It's a white raper kidnapper van. You would show it, wouldn't you? Just imagine what the optics of that would look like and how that would benefit your message if you're telling the truth. But you ain't going to do that when you're lying. Y'all let me know how many Abrams tanks y'all seen in fucking DC. Y'all let me know. Tell me, show me. I seen they got some footage of some DC in DC of some National Guard doing some landscaping work. And motherfuckers are still mad about that. Cleaning up the fucking area? Hell yeah, what the fuck else is the National Guard doing? Shit. Man.
Bing bang.
You think I wouldn't want the National Guard to clean some shit up if they ain't got shit else to do? I'm paying them anyway. Hey, wait, that wasn't my Clay Davis.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I want them cleaning. Oh yeah, I want them sweeping up some shit. Why the fuck not? Or better yet, let's get some of these motherfucking convicts to do it.
That's not who we are as a city. And that's not who we are as a nation. My team and I have spoken with the governor, the county president, and with our federal delegation, and we are in complete alignment. The time for action is now. With that, I will sign this executive order and then return for follow-up questions.
I'm gonna move the mic right.
And I'm just gonna say this on a personal note. Anytime y'all got a nigga sitting up here who's the mayor of Chicago with a fucking mohawk, bro, that shit ain't cool. That shit is like, bro, you really rocking a fucking mohawk? You the fucking mayor? Shit, what would y'all say if y'all saw a white boy mayor with a fucking mullet? And I'm not, I mean, it's just hair and I get it, but all I'm saying is this. And this is one of the biggest things I've been saying about black folks in politics and the politicians you vote for. If you're literally talking about the type of politician that you would want to have, if they got a mohawk, I would want them to be just an incredible businessman. I don't need nobody to come and say cool shit to make me feel good. I need somebody to do what? Take care of business. Run my city. That's what I need. I don't need you to come and try to be all flashy and all that shit. Run my city first. Take care of the business of my city. And then all the other shit, I ain't going to give two fucks about. Because as long as you got my city running right, you can have on a blue wig. But I can clearly say, hey, man, this dude's a businessman. He know what he's doing. The city has done this. It is better because of this, and this. And yeah, I don't have a problem with his hair being like that because he's taking care of business. Let me say that. As opposed to it being a thing to where these motherfuckers, he don't know shit about business or running the city. This dude came from the fucking CPS. He came from the school system. What does he know about running the city? He's not a businessman. Chicago is a business, man. Y'all see how I made that one? Huh? Yeah. Chicago is a business, man. And we got somebody who is not a businessman running the city. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? Which is why the city has a 1.1 something billion, almost $1.2 billion deficit. That's the reason why. You got Kamala Harris who blew $20 billion. I'm sorry, that wasn't $20 billion. My apologies. $2 billion. Wasn't it $2 billion? That's why. Somebody who don't know what the fuck they doing, literally just stealing the money, fucking off the money, fucking up the money. Your economy is shit. The Magnificent Mile. Hear this shit. Here's a fun fact for you guys. The Magnificent Mile, downtown Chicago, it is at an all-time record low for businesses in the city. That means, COVID included, all that shit that happened that has occurred in the city has never had this many closed businesses in downtown Chicago. Mag Mile, Gold Coast, all of that whole little beautiful golden nugget of downtown Chicago and the northern parts of the downtown Chicago, southern parts of downtown Chicago, it has over, I can't remember what the percentage is, but it is at an all-time record low. There's never been this much of a lack of businesses in the city, in the downtown Chicago area ever. Thanks to this motherfucker. Same dude who came out talking about, I'm not going to raise property taxes. What is he doing right now? Raising property taxes. Why? $1.2 billion deficit. Thank you, Outcast. He said her campaign raised $1 billion and we're 20 million in debt. Right. That's what it was. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kamala Harris got $1 billion and still overspent by 20 million. $1.2 billion and you still fucked it up. Her campaign fund is equal to the city's debt. That's how much we owe. To get out of the red and into the black, we got to come up with 1.2 billion. How do you do that? You can't without taxing the people. Well, actually, there's some other ways you can, but if you're not a businessman, you can. And he's not.
What's up, bro?
What's happening, man?
Yeah.
What's up? You here for this?
So there we go. And him signing that shit, and there it is. But here's something else I wanted to show you all. Give me 1 second. Because this here is just what I'm talking about. Oh my God, stop. I hate when it does that. Jeez. But this is just the proof in the pudding as to what's really going on versus what they're trying to tell you. And this is the problem that I have with Black folks, because this is impacting us more than anything in the city of Chicago. And no matter how you want to try to, paint it, I hate this fucking YouTube thing and how it does this. Jesus Christ. It's like when you click on a video, it like brings it up as play, and before you like can pause it or something, it changes the pause to like the back button because it adds that part. So you like, if you click too fast, it fucks it up. But this is the thing here where I'm saying, you talking about what's really going on in the city? This is what's really going on in the city. This is just this weekend. And I didn't even look to see what the count was today, but this was on Saturday night, Sunday night, something like that. Saturday or Sunday is when this
A deadly Labor Day weekend in Chicago as President Trump continues to set his eye on the city, threatening to send in the National Guard as early as this week. At least 52 people have been shot in Chicago over the Labor Day weekend. 7 of those victims died.
The violence.
Crime is down, though, right? Crime is down. Crime is down. That's what they're talking about. Crime is down. You have a weekend with 52 people. It's really 53 get shot, 7 are dead. It was just 52 at the time they did this. It was 52 and 6 when they did this. It ended up, I think, the end of the day, Saturday, I think, or Sunday, it came out 53 and 7. That sounds like a fucking NBA basketball. Hey, stop break. What the fuck? That's the goddamn Bulls. That's the Bulls in the 72-10 record after All-Star break. 53 and 7. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? 52 people shot, 6 dead.
Violence included 3 mass shootings that happened at Haddon in California and Chicago's.
And here's the kicker. Look at where this happened. This is all over. This is all over.
Humboldt Park neighborhood, and 2 in Chicago's Bronzeville neighborhood, 35th and State and 36th rather, and Cottage Grove. ABC 7's Jasmine Mine.
Now that address, 36th and Cottage, that is literally right by the Chicago Police Department. Actually, like in their parking lot. Like right there. Like the police, one headquarters is like right there. And you got this many motherfuckers shot. We talking like within a block's difference.
Talked to people in Bronzeville about concerns about 2 mass shootings happening within 48 hours.
Many here in Bronzeville describe the neighborhood as on the come up, and they say they're not going to let the violence stop the positive work they're doing. For one woman, that means keeping kids healthy, active, and on the field.
Come on. We're gonna push through because it disservices the kids.
Alexis Hawthorne, owner of the top-tier university football youth program, says even gun violence won't keep her from serving kids in need. Their practice comes just a few hours and down the road from a mass shooting early this morning. 5 people were shot near 36th and Cottage Grove near Ellis Park, including a 17-year-old who is in critical condition.
At the end of the day, to have one person that was critically injured and 4 folks in the hospital, whatever the situation was, it was senseless.
It is the second mass shooting in Bronzeville in the last 48 hours.
48 hours. 2 mass shootings. 48 hours, exactly. 48 hours, 2 mass shootings. 2. And let me tell y'all something about Bronzeville. Bronzeville has been one of the first gentrified areas in Chicago. You talking $1 million homes over there. One of my boys stay over there. Got a beautiful fucking 4-story graystone. We're talking I'm talking top, just some of the most beautiful brownstones, graystones, 3 or 4 flat houses that you got over there. I'm talking houses over there, man. Them buildings over there are starting out. You ain't getting nothing less than $500,000. And that's for the small hovels in that motherfucker. Living in a fucking hovel. Y'all know what that's from. But I'm saying, them houses over there are starting at that. Into the millions. Bronzeville, right next to High Park, all that shit. Premium housing in Chicago, bro. Property taxes through the fucking roof, I imagine by now. But look at what's going on in that area. Nigga shit. They letting it been overrun by niggas. And they fucking shit up to the point to where these motherfuckers is having drive-bys. Drive-bys. Just saying. When you look at what that neighborhood is, you look at the neighborhood, then you look at the housing that's over there, then you look at the fact that the police station, right, there you go, it's on 35th. That's where the police station is, and it's a couple of blocks away. If you talk about 36 and Cottage Grove is over by Lake Meadows, I'm not mistaken, still the crime. You don't have crime like that happening over there. But it is. And it's insane. You talking about a mass shooting over there? Way to go, Sean. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. And DJ, I almost want to say that's 35th in Michigan, that's Police 1 headquarters. I want to say it might be a police station over there by 36 and Cottage. I don't know. I could be wrong because a lot of shit did change. It could. I want to say I don't know. I think it is a police station over there, but I know that's where headquarters is on 35th, but I think it's one over there. But all I'm saying is the fact that you got this kind of shit happening, and it's literally because you've let the city be overran by just violence. You had motherfuckers like FBG ducking and getting shot and killed on the fucking Gold Coast. Bro, 25 years ago, you wouldn't have never seen no shit like that. It used to be you going downtown Chicago, You going up north, Gold Coast, Chicago, those were literally the places that I used to go to because I knew it was safe. Going up to Wrigleyville and shit like that, I'd be there because I knew it was safe. If any, your biggest problem going up to Wrigleyville is you run into a drunk white boy. That's your biggest problem you're going to have going into Wrigleyville at night. There might be a drunk white boy, Cubs and play today. Might have some drunk white boy talking crazy. Might have to steal on him. That's the worst case scenario. Downtown on the Gold Coast, I'm going shopping. I'm in the Louis store, Gucci store. I'm shopping now. I ain't gonna worry about shit. There's nothing to see motherfucker walking with Louis bags and shopping bags and shit like that down the Magnificent Mile and on the Gold Coast. That's what they do down there because everybody down there got money. And the police didn't let you fuck around down there. The only time you had to worry about nigga shit happening downtown was during the Taste of Chicago. And they got that shit under wraps real quick. But when Lori Lightfoot and them got in, it started getting fucked up.
The other happened on Saturday night near 35th and State, where 7 people were hurt during a drive-by. Those like Alderman Pat Howell are taking action, telling ABC 7 in a statement, "I have long asked for additional police manpower to deal with large illegal gatherings and pop-up parties that routinely occur throughout the Bronzeville neighborhood." It follows Mayor Brandon Johnson signing an executive order this week to avoid the Trump administration from sending the National Guard into the streets of Chicago.
Us as people, we can come together and fix it out on our own. We don't need no one to come here and, wreck shack our community.
What?
Others.
Did you hear what that bitch said? This is why I can't stand niggas. Listen to what this motherfucker said. That bitch literally just did. I don't even know what the fuck that word means.
Community.
Others think the
community like our wreck shack our
what
community. Wreck shack our community. Wreck shack our community. Wreck shack our community. Wreck shack our wreck shack our wreck shack.
Top tier football top tier university youth football program. What does this bitch know about football? I don't know. But here's my other question. What the fuck does wreck shack mean? Now, because I have my PhD in nigga, I'm going to translate that. And what the fuck she was really trying to say is ransack. Stupid bitch. Take your time and speak. Wreck shack. What the fuck? And she's talking about top tier university youth football program. Hey, I'm all fine with you doing something for the kids. Marty Ma, love the kids. So do Brian. That has nothing to do with the violence that's going on. Because at the end of the day, you saying that means you really don't give a fuck about these kids being safe. You just want them participating in your program because you getting a check from it. Guaranteed. Guaranteed this shit is funded by somebody. And the fact that it says University Youth Football Program, I bet you it's either something dealing with Chicago State University or the University of Chicago that a motherfucker's getting their goddamn funding from. So I get it. I get it. But how is all of a sudden this? What does her speaking about what she's talking about? What does that have to do with the community and the safety thereof? Nothing. You just got a black bitch that's gonna stand up here and say some shit that we want her to say. She gonna talk. She'll talk for us, and she can barely do that. She can barely do that. It's like, why the fuck do we not care about how we speak and how we look when we're talking in the media?
Wreck shack our community.
Others think the troops could help.
I got kids, and I want to see the community better. I run every day out here. I exercise out here. So for the street to be safer, I think it's really good.
But how?
It's very good. Exactly. It is very good. Listen to this motherfucker. He ain't even from here, and he can tell your ass that this shit is very good. And I ain't even hating on the shorties, and you got something for these kids to do. That's wonderful. Need more of it. But these kids all still got to go home. These kids still got to live in their neighborhoods. And if I'm at fucking football practice for 2 hours a day with the university tier football program, that's wonderful. But what about the other 22 hours out the day on where the fuck I gotta live and lay my head, and I can't because there's so much fuck shit going on outside, and it's a drive-by, and I just might be one of the 7 motherfuckers that shot and killed this weekend. What do we do about that, ma'am? We talking about the police and them wreck shacking some shit over in our neighborhood. Please come and wreck shack some shit if it's gonna make me safer. Her stupid ass. Wreck shack.
Hawthorne says her football program does just that. Teaching kids a healthier way to have fun.
We're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that these kids have somewhere to come.
Alderman Lamont Robinson tells ABC 7 that...
And that's all these motherfuckers do too. That's all they talk about. We got to have somewhere for these kids to go. We got to do something for these kids. We going to make sure that these kids can go be somewhere. How about these kids should be able to be at home and be safe? What about that shit? Huh? You don't see no white parents on the news that live out in fucking Barrington, Illinois talking about, we just need somewhere for our kids to be that's safe. You know why? Because out in Barrington, Illinois, them motherfucking kids are safe. In their homes, on their blocks, in their schools, at their stores, in their wherever the fuck they go in Barrington, they are safe. They ain't got to keep pressing on. They ain't got to keep making no way. You know why? Because the way is already made, motherfuckers. You niggas are so used to being in the struggle and having to struggle in life and struggling for safety and all that shit to where you think it's fucking normal. And it's not. You realize where the fuck I live at? My fucking gate has not only been unlocked, but it's been open for the past 3 days. And you know what I ain't had to worry about? Nan motherfucker in my backyard. You know where the fuck I live at? I can leave my garage open. And you know what the worst case scenario is? My neighbor saying, hey man, your garage is open. Not, hey, I saw some motherfuckers running out your garage with your shit. Called the police, but they ain't get there in time. You know what I ain't got to worry about? A motherfucker shooting up my fucking neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. Shit is ridiculous. And we think that that shit is okay to live like that. We just got to keep making our way and keep pressing our way forward. We just keep making way for these kids to be somewhere. How about they be at home with their mom and their daddy? Oh, wrong.
Chicago police do have one person in custody from the shooting this morning.
Labor, abuse, and
53 motherfuckers shot, 1 motherfucker in custody. $53 people shot, 1 motherfucker in custody. $53 people shot, 7 people dead, 1 motherfucker in custody. So as far as niggas are concerned, as far as the violence in the city, the violence record right now is 53, 7, and 1. And that's the motherfucker that's in custody. That ain't the motherfucker that necessarily did it. That's just one of the motherfuckers that possibly had done something because they ain't been convicted. Exactly, Easy. These young niggas don't give a fuck about no football. Exactly. That's like I said earlier. These motherfuckers ain't fucking prosecuting these motherfuckers, and these judges ain't sentencing these motherfuckers. They giving them cakewalk ass sentences. Right. One motherfucker in custody after 53 people got shot. That's embarrassing. And here's the other part to this, and this is the shit that people don't say. This is what the media doesn't say. We are only talking about shootings. We ain't talking about no stabbings. We ain't talking about no robberies. We ain't talking about no beatings. We ain't talking about no pumpkin heads. We ain't talking about none of that shit. No theft, no home invasions. We ain't talking about none of that. This is just click, click, pow, pow work. That's all this is that we talking about. 53 incidents of a motherfucker getting shot. We ain't talked about the motherfucker who had their window shot out and then nobody get hit. We ain't talking about the motherfuckers who got their car shot up and didn't nobody get hit. We ain't talking about the motherfuckers who was getting shot at and just nobody got hit. We ain't talking about none of them. We're just talking about 50 motherfuckers that we know that got shot that's gonna make it. And then we talking about 7 motherfuckers that's dead, but all of the other crime that done took place, like I said, the beatings, the physical assaults, the robberies, the thefts, the stick-ups, the home invasions, all that other shit, we ain't even talked about them numbers. But yet still you gonna tell me the city is safe? You gonna tell me Chicago is safe? Really? This is what you're telling me. Chicago is safe and you got 53 people shot and 7 people dead and 1 person in custody. That is an insult on my intelligence. The fact that you even gonna try to tell me some shit like that, that lets me know what you think of me and my intelligence. Right, we ain't even talking about armed robbery. We ain't talking about all of the stick-ups and all the fights and shit that happened at the gas stations over the weekend. Yeah, I know, Steve. Y'all got a lot of immigrants too. And y'all got a lot of Middle Eastern motherfucking immigrants over there, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Easy. Carjackings. How about carjackings? How about car thefts in Chicago? It's so many carjackings and car thefts going on in Chicago. These motherfuckers got their own group. They call themselves the Kia Boys. Group of young niggas that know how to steal Kias. Because there's a flaw in the security system. They know how to steal Kias, so they're stealing them to the factory where they got their own little group named after. Kia Boys. And these motherfuckers are stealing the cars and literally joyriding and crashing them out. Riding over shit, riding through shit, basically ghetto off-road, if you will, smashing the motherfuckers up, banging the motherfuckers up, and then they just leave the car. Yep, Grand Theft Auto style, just like Steve's picture. They just riding around and getting it. Fucking shit up, and nothing's being done about it. We just call them the Kia Boys. They out here doing their thing. And this is my thing, and as I wrap this up, you got all this shit going on, and you got these motherfuckers telling you everything is good. And this is why. This is the play. I know, and you all got to start asking yourselves this. Well, if they are so for it, and we are so against it, let's read between the lines and see why. What benefits does the Democrats, the liberals have with the city being so unsafe? Well, one of the first things is property values go down. Who benefits from that? Real estate investors. Real estate investors do what? They invest money in campaigns. Yeah, they do. Especially locally. If I can give some money to the man, he can make my permits and shit go through. If I can give some money to the man, he can make shit, cut the red tape and shit like that. Why wouldn't I? Same thing with the alderman. Property values go down. That's an opportunity for real estate investors. Because at the end of the day, the city of Chicago is definitely being regentrified. And here's just one of the weirdest things about Chicago from a real estate perspective. The population in Chicago over the past 10 years or so has stayed flat. Basically, what that means is just as many people that have come and have left the city have come to the city. So the population, for the most part, has remained flat because Chicago is still a great place that people want to live. So there's opportunity there. But from the real estate perspective, the more crime I have in these areas, the more property value goes down. Property value goes down, price goes down. I get to buy low and then sell high. Hence, what happened in Bronzeville. Bronzeville was literally the fucking worst part of the fucking city. One of the worst parts. All of those graystones and shit like that used to be fucking raggedy hood ass spots. But what happened? Slowly but surely, they started gentrifying. Building by building, house by house, block by block, and you turn it around. Now, there's still some areas where it may not be the greatest, but that's all a part of the process. That's how you get the money. Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money. Gotta get the money. So when you look at that perspective, that's one of the benefits of having a violent community. Here's the other one. When you look at gun violence, gang violence, all of that stuff rolled up into one, and you're not doing anything about it, what does that do? It keeps people living in fear. I'm afraid to go outside. I'm afraid of being out in public because what? Where the fuck I stay, it's not safe. Somebody could rob me. Somebody could shoot me. Somebody could home invade me. Somebody could steal my car, break in my house, whatever the case may be. That's a certain level of my mind being stressed out and occupied on just being safe. I'm not concerned about everything else that's going on in the community. I can't call on the drug dealers because I can't just up and move if they start fucking with me. I know the police ain't around because Chicago, I believe, is 2,000 police officers short of their quota, of their normal operating quota. That's just what it is. Both my mother-in-law and sister-in-law had their cars stolen last month. You know why they stealing cars? Because ain't nobody getting no time for when they get called. So what does that do? Living in the city, living in the hood, my motherfucking shit is getting stolen all the time. What's that gonna do? Even if I got insurance, what's gonna happen to my insurance? Premium go up. Hell, depending on the insurance company, I might just get dropped altogether. Or they gonna charge me an insane amount. Breaking in my house all the time, what they gonna do? House insurance going up. That's just what it is. So it's like there's the money. That's where the money is. Following the money. When you see all of those different things that's happening in the neighborhood now, let's keep it going. So now everything is costing more, not to mention inflation. But now also, what are y'all doing to me? Y'all raising my property taxes. So if I'm renting, my landlord gonna get his property taxes raised. Where that cost gonna go to? You think the landlord just gonna pay that shit? Property tax go up another $2,000, $1,500, $500. What he gonna do? He gonna pass that cost to the renters. So now it's harder for me to live because I'm paying more in expenses because of what? The crime in Chicago. Who's benefiting from that? The city, because they raising my property taxes, so they're gonna fuck off more of my money. Real estate investors, because they're buying low, selling high. Big company insurance, they're gonna get more money. Hey, meanwhile, everyday working guy ain't getting shit. Now here's the other kicker. Now, if I'm living below the poverty line, don't none of that shit affect me. I ain't got no car, so I ain't got to worry about insurance. I don't buy gas. I ain't got no house. I'm on Section 8. I can give a fuck about property tax going up. I don't care. That shit don't mean nothing to me. Kick rocks. I'm waiting on my stamps coming at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, so I'm good. I ain't got them kind of problems, so I don't care. So when you tell me that shit is fucked up because of the white man, I'm more inclined to listen to you because why? You giving me free shit. I ain't got to get up and go out and go work hard and do all this shit and pay all these taxes and stuff. I get my money back every income tax. I'm getting back 10 bands because I got 4 kids. I don't give no fuck. That's just what it is. So those people that are living below the poverty line, they more inclined with what the Democrats are saying. Why? Because what? I'm gonna get more free shit. And that's why you have so many motherfuckers that's on public assistance voting Democrat. So what would I do if I'm in the Democrat Party? I want to have more people living below the poverty line. Why? Because they're not going to think for themselves. And as long as I'm giving them free shit, they're going to vote for me and they're going to vote for my party. That's why they're doing this shit. That's why they're doing it. Just like when all them niggas was getting that free money from COVID. Them motherfuckers literally was saying, I can't tell you how many people that I know that was on public assistance at that time saying, bro, I'm getting so much money. I hope we don't never go back to work. I hope they don't never open this shit back up. I'm making more money being at home, getting this free money from the government than I was when I was out working every day, bro. I'm getting more money from the government, staying my ass at home, not working, than I was when I was actually going to work every day. That in itself is a problem. And that's my thing when you're talking about what's going on as far as just inflation and all that shit. It's like, dude, we don't ever want to be to a point to where the government assistance is better than not working. Government assistance should be just that. You're getting government assistance to the point, and I can wrap it up with this. You get government assistance to the point to where you're making just enough. I mean, you're getting just enough from the government to where you are not homeless or where you are not starving. That's what the goal of public assistance should be. You ain't homeless and you ain't starving. That's why I believe these motherfuckers should get. Yes, I don't believe that there should be something where you got motherfuckers that's hungry. No. But y'all should get a certain amount of rations that you eat. Here's my thing. If we can feed MREs to our fucking soldiers that put their lives on the line for us every day, why the fuck can we feed those people that don't have food the same thing? What the fuck is wrong with an MRE to where it's good enough for our soldiers, but not good enough for our less fortunate? Meanwhile, you got bitches online that are welfare queens doing mukbangs with motherfucking government assisted food stamps, feeding their dogs and cats and shit, shrimp and lobster, because they just got it like that. So do I think they should get rid of government assistance? No, but it damn sure needs to be reformed. We're spending too much money on that shit. You should be getting just enough to where you ain't starving, but you're still inclined to say, I gotta still go work. I still gotta go out and do something if I'm gonna get other things. Same thing with living in government assisted houses. Your ass gotta go do something, number one. And also, you can't be on it for 30 years. Are you fucking kidding me? That's all it's like. You have to make it to where you have to, and I'm all for helping people, don't get me wrong. And I believe that our country has the ability to do so. I really do. And you can talk about the famous one, everybody want to bring, well, we spend on our defense budget. Look at what we spend on our own people. You right. But look at the shit that we spend outside of our defense budget and what we spending it on. And y'all know I don't want to get on that soapbox. But when you're looking at those kinds of things, that's what needs to be taken into consideration as to how long, how much. That's the shit that needs to be looked at. It shouldn't be a motherfucker with 8 kids on motherfucking public assistance. No. Should be a cutoff. We'll give you enough support for 2 kids. You keep having babies? Oh, well, bitch. All right. We ain't going to keep increasing this shit. You're going to split the pie again. You're getting 1 pie. You can either split that shit 3 ways. Hell, you can split it 16 ways if you want to. But you ain't going to be getting all this shit. Nope. Unless your ass done had quadruplets. You have to figure out a way to do that. Because if you don't, it's going to create a cycle where people are going to stay on it. And then you're not going to get what you're trying to get out of it. You're not going to get it. You're not giving these people a leg up or a hand up. You're just giving them a hand out. Here, take this. And they're going to keep doing what they're doing. It's like when you give a homeless person something, some money for food at the gas station or at the corner. You're not giving them that money thinking that they're going to turn their life around. You're just giving them something just to eat at the moment. That's just what it is. Now, I do say this, and I will always say this. I believe that our government owes a tremendous debt to the people from a public health perspective. And I keep saying this, and I will keep saying this. There needs to be joint funding between the federal government and the state to have mental health facilities and services available for all of our Americans. Notice I said Americans, legal Americans. If I'm a veteran or if I'm an American here and my mind ain't right, I should be able to get evaluated and get supported by my government. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm just giving you guys a different lens on somebody who's from the city, lived in the city, lived in one of the worst neighborhoods in the city. I know what it's like to have your city being held hostage by thugs, young niggas, whatever you want to call them. Like Hillary Clinton said, these super predators. Like Hillary Clinton said, and Joe Biden said it, super predators. And there has to be a better way to actually make the city safe. And the better way to do it is by getting a stronger law enforcement presence. And you gotta prosecute and lock these motherfuckers up when they fucking up. You committing violent crimes, your ass got to go sit down, player. They catch your ass with an illegal Glock with a switch on it. Sit your ass down. That person ain't doing shit good in the community or the hood. He's on a path to destruction. He's bringing chaos, violence, death. He's damn near one of the 4 horsemen. I'm just saying. You have to be able to go after those and get that under control, because when you're tough on crime, crime goes down and recidivism goes down, because these motherfuckers ain't getting out every 2 months or 2 years to go out and do the same thing again when you sit their ass down for a 5-piece, 3-piece spicy with a pepper on the side. You sit a motherfucker down for 5 years, that shit changes. You sit a motherfucker down for 5 months, they ain't learned a goddamn thing. Let a motherfucker know if I get caught with this gun with a switch, I'm doing a mandatory 5 years. That's gonna make 2 things happen. They're gonna either put the motherfucker down, or they're gonna be the motherfucker that need to be locked up because they up to no good in the fucking hood. Period. Anybody else that got a gun, you got it the legal way, you done took your safety class and got your CCW, okay, fine, you good. Need more like you. But you niggas running around the street with these motherfucking AKs and these Dracos, let a motherfucker get caught with a Draco, sit their ass down for 5 years. I bet you when they get out, they ain't gonna pick up no Draco. Those are the kind of things that changes how shit happens and the same old outcomes that keep occurring. That's how you get that shit under control. It's just like I'm gonna do the video about this too, about that school shooting. And motherfuckers like, we've got to find a way to make these schools safe. I've been telling y'all how to make the schools safe for years. All you gotta do is treat each school like you treat a courthouse. I guarantee you can probably count a shooting at a courthouse on one hand over the past 40 years. Especially in go back and just look and see how many deadly courthouse shootings, how many people have gotten shot and died, how many mass shootings that have occurred at courthouses. I bet you can count them all on one hand. And all you need to do is this: at every school, you have a school resource officer, and you have a metal detector like you have at a courthouse. Your ass got to empty your pockets, take your belt off, walk through this metal detector. You got that at every motherfucking school, one way in, one way out, like the Carter. There it is. Or however many entrances you got a resource officer there, and you got the metal detector that shit where you got to take your bag and all that shit and put it through. Watch how that shit will go away. Because the motherfucker that's coming to the school with the rifle, you're going to see them coming a mile away. And then the motherfucker that's going to try to sneak the gun and the handgun into the school, you going to catch their ass when they go through this metal detector. Then instantly stop. You wouldn't have to worry about that shit. When them motherfuckers know there's a motherfucker here with a gun 24/7 from the time this school open to the time this school closed. And you ain't even got to have them there, at the wee hours of the morning or late at night. Anytime there's school kids in this school, that's the time that a resource officer there, 30 minutes before. So school started at 9, kids show up 8:30, school resource officer gets on prim at 8:30. School is over with at 2:30, kids are gone by 3:30 or 3 o'clock. Resource officer get off at 3. That's it. Shit will stop instantly. But it's all about how we look at and the approach that we take to government and how we take and what we take and what we think about safety, and just making it simple and common sense shit, and stop making it so complex to where there's some type of conspiracy where they're trying to do something to black folks, do something to the people, and hurt our democracy. It ain't about that. It's always some bullshit hidden agenda, and these motherfuckers trying to get over and take more power from us and more money from us. That's it. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm with any type of political party that is doing two things: leaving me the fuck alone and staying out my pockets. I don't need no more laws trying to tell me how to live, and I do not need any more taxes. We are overtaxed in this country, period. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So with that being said, I'm just telling you all this and wrap things up. Chicago ain't safe. Chicago definitely needs the National Guard to be deployed there. And I promise you, it's going to improve. Maybe not 82%, but it's going to be close as hell. Because I don't know how bad it was in D.C., but I can tell you, definitely crime would probably drop by 50% if you get them motherfucking National Guards in there easily within the first 2 weeks. Putting them motherfuckers in the hood, putting them motherfuckers in them areas where them niggas been wilding out in the wild hunters over on the west side, and putting them motherfuckers over there in them areas in Inglewood and shit like that. Yes, in 2 weeks, crime would drastically decrease. That's all I'm saying. This is a good show, man. I miss you guys. I'm glad to be back. Keep looking forward to more shows coming from me. You guys, please click that like button for me. Let me know what your thoughts are. And like I said, man, I love you guys. If you guys ever want to discuss something, man, y'all hit me up. Let me know. We can definitely do that. I love to chop it up with y'all, man. And y'all have a good night. Till next time, peace. And I'm out.